President Joe Biden is in Houston right now at City Hall paying his respects to the late Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. Investigators say she snuck out of her apartment last night at around 10 p.m. and her body was found dead in this creek at around 6 a.m. this morning, just a short distance from home. Her name has not been released, but investigators are urging anyone with information to contact HPD's Homicide Division or Crime Stoppers. Hey y'all, we're out here weekend 1, day 2 of ACL. We're gonna talk with some festive goers about who they're excited to see, their outfits, and all the details. Let's take a look. Hey y'all, I'm Ella Danino reporting for Texas Student Television. We're out here at ACL Eats. We're gonna head inside, check out all the local food and vendors. Let's take a look. Hey y'all, I'm Ella Danino reporting for Texas Student Television at ACL. Hook 'em. I'm sitting down with Grammy-nominated artist Saul Paul. You just performed. Tell us a little bit about your set. A shed in the backyard without working air conditioning is where the 7 dogs were being kept in crates. The dog owners say that they were unaware of the conditions and didn't know that the pet sitter was taking care of dogs other than their own. Okay, thank you guys so much for being here with us today. We're so excited for those grateful. I just want to know, if you're in January, what is the thing you're going to miss the most besides spending everything?
That is the family. And I'm still sorry. That's exactly what it is, because it's like if you had a best friend or you have a best friend in your life you're so close to. Every single day you share. Like we share every single day. Sometimes we leave on those sets because there's so much love between us. So I'm going to miss the proximity. Our friendship will last beyond this show, but I'm going to miss the day-to-day stuff that I get to enjoy about Jenny's life, hearing about her kids, about her husband, about her cats.
Governor Greg Abbott says he will completely reevaluate the status of Centerpoint in our area if they do not comply with his demands by the end of the month. And financially, customers worry what the cost and damages could mean for them.
Centerpoint Energy serves nearly 2.8 million customers across the greater Houston area. But after Hurricane Beryl, a Category 1 storm that tore through the city, 80% of Centerpoint's customers were left in the dark.
Centerpoint has completely dropped the ball with regard to getting power back on.
Today, a week after the storm, Governor Greg Abbott's press conference at the NRG Arena addresses Centerpoint with a list of directives.
They must get done and articulate to me exactly what they're going to do to meet my demands by July 31st. But just suffice it to say that the clock is ticking for Centerpoint to step up and get the job done.
Worried customers question whether their bank accounts will take a direct hit. Abbott assures they won't see a charge. And with debris and damage still piled up on street curbs, Abbott says our entities should have been prepared.
Whenever a tropical storm comes in or near the Gulf, all of us, state, local, and other entities, have a responsibility to get ready immediately.
If Centerpoint does not meet Abbott's demands by July 31st, an executive order will be issued. It would aim at keeping power on throughout the hurricane season.
That will be an executive order on my part imposing on Centerpoint exactly the strategies that I think are going to be necessary to keep the power on.
With more than 200,000 customers still without power 7 days after the storm, Abbott says the clock is ticking, threatening an executive order. Reporting near NRG Stadium, Ella Danina, KPRC 2 News. Lusby says he remembers making the conscious choice to ride in the designated bike lane while wearing a helmet. But as he approached what he thought to be a puddle, this very pothole came out of nowhere, throwing him over his handlebars and sending him face down into the asphalt. A fair warning, the images of his injuries are graphic.
Patrick Lusby has cycled around Houston for the last decade.
It's my life, it's my passion, it's my mental health.
But since November, it hasn't been the same. He hit a pothole while riding on Heights Boulevard in the dark, which knocked out his 2 front teeth and split his lip open.
It sent me into pure shock. Knocked my teeth out, split my top lip wide open, gashed under my chin.
Shock for the cyclist who has ridden around Houston for a decade and expected the designated bike lane to be safe.
It's not an enjoyable feeling when you're grinding teeth and having to spit them out with blood into mucky street water.
These photos show the pothole had been filled with what appears to be loose asphalt.
A disaster waiting to happen.
His attorney wrote in this lawsuit just filed, the city of Houston knew about the dangerous conditions, but didn't do enough to fix them.
When people are in a designated bike lane, they expect it to be safe. They expect it to be properly constructed, properly repaired when potholes do develop.
About a month after the crash, and after being notified of Lusby's claim, these photos show a much more thorough repair.
It should never be a experience for simple fixes to be done.
Lusby isn't looking for a payday, he says. Instead, it's about accountability and ensuring those who pedal after him are safe.
Because I don't want this to happen to anyone else.
A date has not been set for his jury trial, but as for Lusby, he is back to cycling and hopes to be a courageous voice for his fellow cyclists. Reporting from the Heights, Ella Danina, KPRC 2 News.
Live on KPRC TV and the KPRC 2 Plus live stream. The news starts now.
Right now at 6, how parents should be looking out for their children's safety, especially in the summer.
And between the sweltering heat and lack of power, this year's hurricane season had an early start.
In sports news, the Houston Rockets are gearing up for their season with first-round pick Reed Sheppard. We'll take a look into their master plan.
And how you can access our top trending web stories for the summer.
Coming to you now with breaking news. A bond is set for one of the suspects accused of murdering 12-year-old Jocelyn Nungare in North Houston. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ella Danina. The girl was taken off of Little York Road only a few hours after sneaking out of her house. Reporter Peyton Manuel is in North Harris County with more on the story.